Okay, okay. Let's start our Scrum today, and for the first is offer to Aldo about the update on the MI1 phone and WhatsApp campaign. Offer to Aldo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. So my update is so there's the funnel. So a funnel is increasing. It's from Jogja area. It's from Mas Rizal's lead, and the response is going down not 0.19, meetings going up 0.73, and deal is going up 3 to 3.58. And we got new I got two new temporary deals. I think it's a really good price. It's 6 million a month, one bedroom. I think it's very good price for the market right now. And yeah, and the other one is 7 million two bedroom. So I think, yeah, I think it's a good price, and I will prioritize that lead to be converted. And yep, and that's my update.
Okay, thank you, Aldo. Question: do you have any best practice on getting these two new leads with the good price?
Sorry.
Do you have any best practice for getting these two new leads with the good price?
Basically, so I did the upper funnel for this leads, right? And what I do is I search for the price that's not really high on, for example, Booking.com. It's
Okay,
I search for like 500 to 700 a day, and I think it comes with a good price on the monthly side.
I see. Okay, okay, okay. Not that. And also, they sell for monthly, right? Not for only daily or weekly.
Yeah, they say monthly too. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. Not that. Okay, Mr. Secretary, please can you write that down? That although using sort filtering at the canvassing at the search and the filter for the cheap price for the getting a good price for the leads. Okay, thank you, Aldo, for the update. Is there any other questions from MI1 campaign? Everyone? No? Okay, let's move to MI7. Field canvassing, offline sourcing. Okay, so that's this is my update. And from me, basically the moving funnel is only from meetings only. There is a three. Sorry, there is a two follow up, a new follow up from Wayana's stack. Basically, from the upper funnel, from the A and B funnel, there's friction. Basically, no update from the field canvasser. From Bill, it's no update basically at the Friday, and from the Sila is she get back to me yesterday that she also update that she have another job basically. So I will postpone. Sorry, I will discuss with Moyana first about the progress for the Sila and for the bill. Still waiting for the answer of the update. For the campaign update, basically, yep, there's only a meeting funnel that's moving, but on the D funnel, there's no moving right now. That's for me. Is there anything to add about this campaign or anything to comment or suggestion for everyone? Yes, sir.
Rizal, when you say that Bill has no update, does that mean he's not working anymore, or what exactly does no update mean?
Yep. The last update is from Thursday, sir. But on the Friday is his no update. Basically, I also follow up asking the update, but he's no reply yet.
Okay, all right.
Yep, yep. That's for me, but I will follow up later this afternoon, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's from me. Is there anything to add, everyone? Nope. Okay. Okay. I think just that from the MI7. On the MI3, over to Mas Gani for the update.
Okay, thank you, Mas Rizal, for the update. So on the MI3, the website campaign, actually, the last week I just prepared on the migration, so there is not much activity on manage my property page. Um, Yeah, I think that's it from the update. There is not much activity that I did on this particular page. Yeah, over to
Okay, thank you, Mas Gani. Wait, give me a second. So previously we also discussed about the behavior or the traffic source, right? So do you have any update from that, or do you already have like conclusion or for in which traffic that we can take aways from the manage my property page, Mas Yani?
not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Do you want to update that, or do you have any want to take any action from that particular things?
Mm, yes, perhaps on the next week I try to make a strategy for that takeaway because last week we still focus on migration, right? So uh, I'm not thinking about the management property page so far.
Okay, okay. For the next action, please update on this activity card, Mas Gani, and
Yeah.
also for the deadline also. Okay, first Aldo.
Yep. I'd like to know about the priority of the migration, and also can you set like deadline for the migration?
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. So on uh, the first November, if I'm not mistaken. So me, Mas Rizal, and Fira already discussed about how to migrate and then make a prioritize about which page that ready to migrate. Like I'm covering on the manage my property and jobs page, and then Fira on the long term page and home page, and Mas Rizal will migrate the BVE talk page. So on the first 2 weeks of November, we're trying to migrate, and supposed to be today is we start the migration, and at the last of weeks of November, we will optimize the page. So yeah, that's the update I'll do. So we will prioritize which page that need to be migrated soon, and the last 2 weeks of November we optimize it.
Okay, first Aldo, is that already clear?
Yep. Noted. Thank you.
Mas Gani, sorry, I missed the deadline. Where is it? The last 2 weeks of November.
The last 2 weeks, we will optimize the page, such as change the font. I mean the space or the font color. So on the design part, but on the from 1st November until today, we supposed to be have moved the word, the copywriting, and the page and the
Okay.
image. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. Thank you for the update, Mas Gani. Yeah, I also see from the Fira's comment on there. Long term rental is almost ready, and I believe this campaign is only for manage my property page, right? Not the other page also, because we this campaign is basically for acquiring property owners.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mas Gani, for the update, and we will move to revenue campaign. Over to Grace MY1 Instagram conversion optimization. Over to you, Grace, for the update.
Okay, so for the update from November 7 to 13, the ratio inquiry per post is 1.11%, so it's down 0.3%, and the ratio impressions is increasing by 166%, and the ratio profile visit is also increasing to 26%.
Wait, let me. Okay, I see from Jing's comment that. Uh, Wait, give me a second. Still right. I still. Okay, Grace also reply. Okay. Okay, maybe offer to a user for the question. Can you summarize your question, please?
Sure. Actually, I noticed there might be some sort of glitch here because when I look at the Instagram post, there's some messages and notifications showing that they have not been responded within 17 hours. But The actual case was a little bit different. You go down inside, you'll see that they got responded within 4 or 5 hours. So I'm not sure why that's happening, but apparently it's a glitch, I think, in the Instagram reporting. So it's not a real issue. It's just a reporting issue, I guess.
Yeah, I think the 17 hours is when the message uh, come to your phone, I think. Mm.
But you see, still says it wants to send you a message, right? So there's no update on that. The message has already been sent back. I'm not sure why it doesn't say has responded. What I would expect is that if there was a response, it would just show the next update, right? But not just like the person wants to send you a message. So I'm not sure why that happened. But it could be because we open Instagram on multiple phones. So there's a multiple state on each particular phone. So if this phone hasn't been opening it yet, then it will just show from the very beginning. It doesn't synchronize all the notifications at the same time, apparently. Okay, anyways, it doesn't look like it's a big problem, but I did notice that from the notification, it looked like it was not answered within 17 or 18 hours, which would have been a problem. But it's okay.
Okay. Okay. Probably this is from for only because we also sync the account to another phone. But basically, HAR team will also handle the inquiry, right? So I think it's only from the
Mm.
another phone frictions. Okay, Grace, thank you for the update. Let's move to Facebook marketing. Over to Mas Gani, your update, please.
Yeah, okay, Mas Rizal. So as we discussed previously, that the number of result update here will be updated after the BI Scrum. So
Hmm.
in this morning, I doesn't have the update, but after BI Scrum in the evening, I will update it as well.
Okay. Noted.
And this card is just monitoring up.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Mas Gani, for the clarification. And wait, let me see from the internship campaign. Uh, okay, since Sinta is not passed, so we remove Sinta from the uh, delegation. And I believe there's also a lot of campaign package basically, and offer to Aldo and also Masgani if you want to delegate another campaign package. Please also put the like training materials or training videos, so new people will basically will know what they gonna do with that pairing. And from the content progression campaigns, basically I will assign uh, con one, fix the guest check-in information over to Grace. Basically I will have pairing with Grace today to do MVP first, because we already invite set and also set up the Airbnb co-host with Mas Gani and also Aldo previously, and hopefully we can do the test and also find the best practice for the next pivot. Okay, I think just that from the Scrum. Is there anything to add, everyone? Nope. Okay, let's move to DM discussion. Give me a second. Okay, let me share my screen. Stop Trello board. Share screen. Okay, we will move to discussion paper. Um, Before I start, okay, there's a new thread from Jing, sir. Do you want to floor this to everyone?
Yeah, this is good. So thank you everybody for getting your internship delegation packages up. I think this is a very good first step. So I just heard earlier in a morning discussion with Gani, a lot of times when we feel overwhelmed, I think the natural default is to say there's not enough people to actually work on a particular problem. The actual truth, at least in Bukit Vista history, is that it's never really the number of people. It's really the load balancing that is the issue. We can always add more people within about 6 weeks and faster now. So remember that from the HR SLA, right? So within 6 weeks, you should be able to get new people. Given the new role as a service, it's even faster. It's essentially continuous. There is no waiting time anymore for a new person. It should just be continuous, okay? Where the real friction is a few things. Is this person know what they're supposed to do when they get here? Are they helping out with something that is a low ZPD issue that can be delegated quickly? Are we monitoring progress on them? And do they have access to the particular things that they need to have access in order to help? Generally, the answer to the first questions are yes, we always do have people coming in. The answers to the next questions are no. We generally do not delegate. We generally do not monitor. We generally do not really actually give access in the way that we should get access. For example, on the Instagram question, I asked Gani, hey, is somebody looking after Instagram? Gani told me Andre is going to delegate it. And then Gani then came back to me and said, Andre delegated to Maria, but Maria didn't have access to Instagram. So no matter if you have 1 or 100 people working on Instagram, if they don't have access, the problem isn't the number of people, it's the access, right? And it's the delegation, that's the issue. By doing this, I think we're on our way to fixing that problem. So it's 2 problems, right? One is we don't have enough people. The other is the people that come, they don't know what to do. And then that kind of creates its own problem over time, which is when people come in and they don't know what to do, then you can't really delegate them anything, and you go into a negative feedback cycle. By doing this, everyone, we're going to get into positive feedback cycle. So now the chairs are ready before the guests arrive, instead of like scrambling around looking for chairs when guests arrive. So I think this is good. Thank you, everyone. Think about more packages that you'd like to delegate. Remember, the more you delegate, the more you lead, and the more likely you can get promoted too as well. Okay, so think a lot more about how to delegate. One thing I want you guys to know, you guys have been through a really rough period in Bukit Vista history. I predict in the next 6 months is going to be a lot better than in the past 6 months. But where you're going to come out of in the next 6 months really depends on your ability to delegate. I've been here long enough where I've seen people not cross over that threshold, right? They were really good at individual contribution. They weren't really good at delegating. And so it gets a little bit embarrassing after a while, right? Where new people might get better jobs than you will. But in order to, let's say, rise with the tide, right? You've been here, you've committed, you've done all this good work. Just learn how to delegate and then keep a strategic eye on things. Give the work that you used to do to somebody new and just monitor and make sure that that's going well, okay? And then you get to be the leader. Otherwise, somebody else will get to be the leader, okay? So I'm saying this because it's crucial to success. I'm saying it because I think you guys know how to do it and grow this way, okay? So congratulations, this is a good milestone.
Okay, thank you, sir, for
Just
your
want to keep you guys
thread.
strategic plan.
Yep. Mr. Secretary, please write that down. The conclusion that think to create another campaign package. Basically, please share also your burden or overwhelm things that you want to delegate, so we can pass it to the new people. Okay, thank you, Jing, for your opinion. And let's move to another thread, basically from the previous things, from Jing's too. What are the things we need to get better at as a chapter? Okay, over to you, sir.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about this result during the leadership discussion.
Yep.
So I thought I should bring it up. What exactly is a chapter lead's job? What exactly is a vice chapter lead's job? What's a project manager's job even? So, okay, people are opening up the discussion already. I see that Gani says chapter lead is pretty much like a marketing director, responsible for the company's marketing strategy, guide the marketing chapter to the correct vision and mission. Okay. Vash chapter lead is pretty much like a marketing manager. Work with chapter lead to set marketing strategy, managing. Okay, all right, very good. Rizal says that discovering new strategy campaign for the chapter, prioritize the campaign is the chapter lead's job, and then support the strategy from the chapter lead, assign and delegate to the members. I think that pretty much covers it, okay? Let's go around and see if anybody else has any more discussion. Let's go to Aldo. Aldo, what do you think is in the VCL's job description? What is in the chapter lead's job description?
Yep. So in my opinion, it's more of like hierarchical. So chapter lead's description is like reporting to the upper funnel, just like reporting to the company, and the VCL is more like going down, like manage the whole team. So and I think the CL is more of like more strategic, and VCL is more of like an activity and actionables. How
Okay.
to
So what does strategy actually look like, gentlemen? Okay, let's go over. Let's talk about this idea of strategy, because strategy is abstract. What is strategy, right? What does it mean to be strategic? Let's go over to Rizal. What does strategy actually look like?
For me, it's the shortest, shortest discovery. Basically, like in the next 2 months, what is our feasibility action that we can cover? Basically, that's maybe the strategy, sir.
Okay, so that would be an example of short-term strategy. Okay.
Yep.
Let's do this here. What I want to do is I'm delegating a little bit of strategy at the moment to strategic looking around for opportunities and threats. I've delegated this to Lilith. I want to show you kind of like what it looks like. So if I can borrow the screen for a moment, let me give you guys a sort of peek at what strategy looks like. Okay.
Yep.
So what we mean by strategy is actually not something abstract. We mean something that's actually more concrete. Okay, so let me kind of bring this up. Okay, so what strategy means in my case is I go around looking for a few things. I look around for strategic opportunities. I look around for strategic threats. Okay, and these things happen every day, all day, and they need to be addressed. If a chapter lead should be doing this job for me, right? If a chapter lead is able to do this, I don't need to do this anymore. So let me give you an example of what I just found like today. On any given day, I find anywhere between maybe 3 to 5 strategic threats. On any given week, I usually discover about 3 to 5 strategic opportunities. So that's usually my activity pace for that. Let me show you what I found today. Okay, the first thing I won't talk about you guys, I'll talk about community, okay? Is that on community, apparently people are not using a cumulative count for community recording, right? So you take a look at funnel C, and apparently they went from 32 to 21, which doesn't make any sense, of course. What they really mean is probably 32 plus 21, okay? So strategically, why is that an issue? Because if senior members are not correctly counting the engagements, then the numbers are confusing and they actually don't know how to align the mission. And this also demonstrates the chapter is unable to actually use the conversion rates to understand their progress. So that's a problem. Yeah? And because nobody saw that, I saw that, that's a strategic threat. That means the longer this thing continues, the more confusing and meaningless it becomes. Okay? So that is a strategic threat. The other thing is, this is what I talked about with Gani, right? We need to be able to, sorry Gani for picking on you today, but I think this is actually important. When Gani, I asked him on his campaign, what's going on with your campaign, right? Because he's looking after the Instagram campaign, and why are inquiries not being answered? He wrote to me that essentially we don't have enough people, right? If we don't have enough people, that could be a real reason, or it could be not a real reason. But strategically, as a leader, you need to use data and don't assume, okay? It is always easy to feel like there's not enough people, because there's never really enough people. Unless you're a really good delegator, then you have too many people, right? If you're a really effective delegator, it should feel like I have too many people. I don't need so many people to work on this. So not having enough headcount is often a psychological reason rather than an actual reason. So even if you do have enough headcount, you still need to train and onboard new talent. So you need to ask yourself questions like, are our previous videos easily accessible by candidates? When we want to make sure that we're not overwhelmed, we make sure we record. Okay? When we record our meetings, that makes sure that essentially new candidates can understand what we're going to hear faster, and we make sure that they understand what we record. Are the candidates correctly assessed for the capability to work on the SLA? And when we get candidates that come in and they say they can do great things, and we trust them, and then later we realize that they cannot do anything, and then we get too much work to do again, did we actually do the correct work in assessing their capability before we allow them to come into our team? That is a good question to ask, right? And then the third question is, are the candidates actually given access to the accounts and materials that they need? See, this is the strategic question, right? Rather than the technical question. The strategic question should be asking, not do we have enough people, but rather, is having enough people the real problem? Or is it that we don't select the right people, we do not train the right people, and we do not give access to the right people? Is that the real fundamental problem? I think a lot of cases, that's where I need to shine some light on, okay? Sorry for picking on Uganda on their case, but I think it's an important thing. And it happens in many different chapters. They feel like, oh, it's overwhelming, we don't have enough people. But okay, all right, let's take a look at another one, right? This one was the late inquiries. Apparently, this is probably a false alarm. Okay. This one is more related to how notifications are showing up on my dashboard, not related to the actual reality. So this one's a false alarm and we can forget about it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so this is essentially, the reason I'm showing it is not to really talk about each case. The reason I showed that is to show that's what sort of you need to see as a chapter lead. You need to be able, not issues, and where are the issues that are real issues, okay? That is what we mean by strategy. Okay, back to the chart.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your detailed explanation. Okay, I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty clear. Sir, do you want to apa namanya? Want to share the paper basically so everyone can see like and also can observe from your perspective and then from the BI perspective, and also so we everyone from this server
Okay.
can observe from that case basically, sir.
Okay, so I'll be happy to share that. What I'll do is I will go ahead and attach that on the discussion. And I've already delegated to Lilith to monitor these things while I'm gone, because BI tends to have that capability stronger
Yep.
than anybody else at the moment. But yeah, these are things that if you are looking to lead, you need to start being aware of, right? What is the highest
Okay, I think just that from Jing, and I believe he will attach the paper in here. Okay, I will move to another thread. Basically, this is from me regarding the field canvasser role. Okay, basically this is from update from Bill and Sila. So it's basically it's like the expectation at the earlier that we already mentioned, like freelancer. And then from that freelancer things, so the aspect will be okay. Maybe I can do another job because this is freelancer. But if they have another job, basically like separate their time with Bukit Vista and other things, it's difficult to involve them to the next stage basically. So it's like um, reduce the motivation and also the competency itself, and it is also difficult to put them into another SLA because they spare their time to Bukit Vista and in another job. And basically I need your advice, guys. What the next pivot, or what should we do with this current people, especially for Bill and also Sila. And I say also Jing, have a comment for the user for the comment, please?
Sure. I think if you can't get somebody to commit, then you just can't get them to commit, and they're probably not the right person. That's the very first level, right? So you got to move on. You got to keep on moving until you find what the balance is. So um, I think when you have part-time people, you should really just think of it as a day-to-day. You only have them for that day, right? Rather than you have them for a month or you have them for a week or whatever, you just have them for today. So that means two things. One, you either got to pull them down the commitment funnel somehow, and that means giving them opportunities. And if next opportunity for another one, then you need to find somebody who is more interested in the next opportunity. We have not been sitting here waiting for Bill and Alberta, right, to approach us. We've already been hiring for full-time sales and development people. Okay, so that's already going on. But I think maybe they should know that we have this opportunity available, so that they understand also what's there. Okay, that's pretty much it then. That's yeah. Don't spend too much time on somebody who doesn't want to be here, right?
Okay,
That's
okay.
never a good use of
Okay,
energy and
so
resources.
yep, sir. So basically, from right now, we only assign them as a freelancer only, not for the next funnel, right? Or we still
I think so. If they have no ambition, they have no motivation, right? If they have no motivation, you can't substitute motivation. That one they has to come 100% from their side. So if you don't have motivation, you don't have a qualified candidate. Pass and move to the next thing. They have motivation for that stack, fine, right? They get paid as long as they do something there. But if they can't move it to the next level, then no.
okay, okay, okay. Will note that, sir. Is everyone want to add something in this thread? Maybe over to Mak Wayan.
No.
Okay, sir. Do you you raise your hand?
Yeah, let me ask Gani, actually. This is a good leadership test. Gani, why should we not invite or why should we not try anymore on Bill and Alberta? Why is it strategically not a good idea?
Okay, so for my perspective, because it will take much more bandwidth for us to keeping us the update and something like that, and we cannot rely 100% of their work. I mean, uh, we already set the target, but they have an expectation. Okay, this is just freelance, so yeah, I will do about this job for when I have the time. So we cannot 100% rely on their work. So yeah, that's. But I'm thinking that a long time ago we have apa photographer freelancer, right, Mas Titris on Jogja. And what I can take away from that is if we can apa ya set the target, set the expectation, and set the expectation correct in the very short time. Perhaps we can still develop this system, but I don't know if on the BD side. I think it's more complex because on the photographer freelancer, we can set the target like, okay, for tomorrow please shoot this property, please deliver tomorrow, and we'll pay this amount of money, right? So which very very clear. But on the BD side, I don't know, it's about more complex, I think. So yeah, it's pretty different.
Okay, okay, let's go over to Aldo. Aldo, what do you have to add or different than what Gani has said? Oops, okay, Aldo's off. Aldo, are you there? Aldo, is there anything that you would like to add to what Gani has said, or anything that you'd like to say differently than what Gani has said?
Yep, I believe it's coming from the very beginning that we don't set expectation correctly because the role that they have is freelancer, but the thing that we want to have is more of like a full time, and I think it's maybe more miscommunication between us and maybe uh, the recruiter. But I think yeah, because they already have this commitment to another party, another job. So I believe we cannot proceed because their commitment to us is also low because their expectation is for freelancer. So yeah, I think why we cannot proceed is because the expectation also, but the commitment.
Okay, interesting. A bit of a correction there, results. Or sorry, Aldo. Aldo, we hired a freelancer. That there's nothing miscommunicated about that. They knew that they were freelancing. We knew that they were freelancing. What we've decided is, can they be upgraded from
Yeah.
freelancer to do
Yep.
something
Yep.
more? And in that case, they have proven that they cannot. Okay.
Yep.
And in that particular case, you would just proceed the same way that you showed with the candidate. If they do not show any motivation or any capability, then there's no reason to actually put any more training and investment of time and energy and expectation into that relationship. Because ultimately, you're just investing in disappointment in that particular case. Okay. So this is back to what Gani was saying about headcount. If you want headcount, make sure you don't get sloppy headcount, right? Headcount that's not reliable is actually starts subtracting from overall headcount, getting people who are just lossy and not motivated and cannot be counted on. Then you have to actually do their work after you've delegated it, and you cannot believe that they will actually get the work done right. So ultimately, that's a minus rather than a plus. Remember, back to the whole idea. People are incompetent and unmotivated until proven wrong, right? So in this case, the person has no motivation and pretty much shows no competency. So there's no reason to bring them on board. So there's no reason to invest your own time into it, okay? Don't worry, the job market's huge. There's a lot of people who are looking. We'll find somebody, but also be ready that when you do find the person, to invest and get that person working, okay? All right, cool. That's the secret to hiring. Okay, another discussion from my side on this one, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you, sir, for your comments, and also Mas Gani and Aldo for the comments. I think just that for the conclusion is we keep hiring new people basically, and okay, let's. I will also have a sub discussion with Mak Wayana regarding we want to pass Sila or not because she also have another side job, and I think just that from the research thread basically. Wait, let me zoom out first. Okay. Okay, the last one. I think from the user journey, we already agree from the last discussion that we will fill in the another property owners to this user journey. And let check. Okay, there's only
Oh,
one.
one person did it.
There's only one. Maybe I will call again to everyone to put another property owners persona, basically Mas Gani, Aldo, and Grace, and also Mak Wayana to put uh, user journey to this paper. Okay, and we will
Wait,
follow up.
let's go over this result. Let's go over
Yes,
the
sir.
one that who did their homework here.
That's me, but
Okay.
it's not finished yet for the consideration and also conversion, sir.
Okay. All right. We do really need everyone to gather around here. Grace too as well, right? To get this right. You guys will never really be good at marketing unless you understand the user journey, because then you're just essentially marketing hypothetically, right? You're not using any sort of real blueprint. If you, the best way is to do user interviews. Just interview an owner and say, hey, look, you know, what point were you aware? What point were you considering? Or ask community to set up a C-Talk and attend and ask questions, okay?
Yeah.
I think that is probably one of the better ways to do it. As long as you do this, you will be very, very, very good at marketing. I guarantee it. There's no way you could fail at marketing if you know the user journey. It's kind of like you cannot fail a test where you already know the answers, right? So it's the same thing. If you know what all the answers are, then when you market, people will be like, yup. And realize this too. This is important as a marketing person. If you guys want to have a career in marketing forever, at some point, you guys will get older, like me, right? And when you get older, your instincts for how to actually market to a particular group of people will not be accurate anymore because you are now outside of the generation that is the target market, right? So the only way to actually get this, and plus, most of the time, if you're good at marketing, you should not be relying on marketing to people who are like you. You should be marketing to people who are ideally more wealthy than you, right? Because they got money and maybe, I don't know, whatever. Okay, at some point in your life, you're going to reach the peak band of age where you guys will have the most money, but probably it's not now, right? So if you don't understand user journey, you will never really be able to understand how to market properly. Maybe you can market potato chips or Coca-Cola or whatever, some product that there is not much of a user journey. But even in those, there's specific user journeys, right? Not everybody finds their way to a potato chip or to Coca-Cola the same way. So this is strategic for understanding how to market. Everything else we do is just tactical. This is strategic. So understand the user journey, understand how to activate the user journey, okay? I understand it's outside of ZPG, but I don't see anybody also signing up for leadership class to ask me how this should be done either. So definitely get this right. Once again, I want to keep you guys as leaders in the company and not see new people kind of like get jobs that you should be holding. So think about how to think as a leader. Once you understand this type of thinking, you can delegate everything you do to other people. Okay? You can delegate awareness to intern or new candidate or new person. You can delegate consideration. But you need to understand what the user journey is. That is your strength. That is where your power is.
Okay, sir. For my perspective, this is like the very upper funnel before we do our actions in the campaigns, basically. And maybe for my question is, how many percent that we want to prioritize the interview, basically, rather than we. Uh,
It's a general education reason why we're doing this, Rizal. You're not doing it. You're not doing it for me. You're doing it for yourself. That's kind of like the way that you should be seeing it. You're not doing it because Jing wants it done. You're doing it so that you can think more strategically. You're doing it so that when you get stuck on something, you don't go, I'm lost. I don't have a map, right? You go immediately back to the user journey and you look, am I actually understanding the user journey correctly? Right? Rather than getting like, I don't seem to get any conversion rate. I'm stuck. Let me keep on changing photos, right?
yeah.
So you're not doing this to make me happy. You're doing this so that you can elevate your own skill, so that you can positively transform. If you can do this well, if you can do this without even thinking about it, then you've reached the ultimate level of marketing, right? You understand how your users act. You understand what kind of psychological process they're going through, and you will be very, very persuasive. Not because you're a magician, but because you just know the user journey. It essentially, by using the user journey, you understand the marketing communication strategy. You know who your audience is, you know when they need you, you know the message, and you know the channel that they're going to be used to find you, right? So it's essentially understanding the communication strategy in a very concrete way. Invest in your own growth. This is what I'm asking for. Invest in your own growth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay. Okay, sir, that's clear. And also, this is user journey for the property owners and also for the guest, right? So we can also.
Yes.
Okay.
You should understand how this works. And think of, okay, one last thing I'd like to say. A lot of people say they spend a lot of hours here at Bukit Vista, right? Da, 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 da. The reason why it's so involving here is you're doing two things at once. You're learning, which is kind of like going to graduate school, right? In a way, and you're doing, which is kind of like doing. So that's actually pretty ideal in essentially a place that gives a career. You should be learning and doing. If you're only doing, you do this thing for 20 years and you're exactly where you first started on year one. But if you're growing, then you're able to do new things every year. you're able to command more, you're able to have more power. So yeah, that's where I noticed we have a strategic weakness, and we need to get it fixed sooner or later, right? And I'd rather the people here figure it out. And I have faith that you guys can do it, because look how far we've gotten so far, right? So imagine where we'll be in another 6 months.
Okay, sir. Thank you for your advice. I believe that's very important to us to grow as a marketer. Okay, I think just that, and please everyone fill up your user journey for property owners and also for the guests. And we will see the updates on the next Scrum. Okay, I think just that for me. Okay, I think this just that for the research thread also, and for the I will assign for the next um, I will assign for the next chair, which is Grace. Wait, give me a second. Secretary will be me, and the recorder will still Aldo, and I will fix access Aldo next after this Scrum. Okay, I think just that, and thank you everyone for attending this Scrum, and have a nice day.
Okay, have a nice day, everyone. I'll see you
Have
guys.
a nice day.
I'll see you guys later. Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably
See
by
you
Friday.
guys later. Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.